I'm ReGina Shamberger, and welcome to this segment of Arts on the Road. Question for you: what does classical, folk music, and rock and roll all have in common? Classical Woodstock. We're at an event today being put on by the Friends of the Plymouth Canton Symphony Orchestra, honoring the 40-year celebration of Woodstock. So for those of you who know a little bit about Woodstock, and for those of you who don't, join us and find out more. Let's rock and roll. Well, I am talking to the lovely Beth Stewart. She's executive director of the Plymouth Canton Symphony. And so, Classical Woodstock, when they came to you with that idea, what crossed your mind?
Yes, well, it was probably my idea, so it had to just, and as you may know, I'm a historian by background, so I have a hard time letting something that has to do with history go and pass without having something to commemorate it. So the 40th anniversary just seemed like a perfect time to also showcase that the orchestra is fun, it's interesting, it's light, it can be everything that people want music to be. So they're up there playing a little jam session right now with some Beatles and some music from Woodstock, and people probably don't realize how much they do hear classical music in movies and in TV shows, and all the musicians that use classical musicians in their music. And so we wanted to showcase that too and have some fun.
And you and I both being members of the Cultural Commission, we know that it takes a lot of planning to go into one of these events. Can you kind of tell us about the planning stages?
Well, this event was really planned more by the orchestra, by the musicians. It was an opportunity to celebrate Woodstock, and some of our musicians were actually at Woodstock, so they have some first-hand experience with these things. And so they came to us and said they would like to do a classical Woodstock, and whether we could use my facility here to do that. And I said, I thought that'd be a wonderful thing. I wasn't at Woodstock, but if I were, I wouldn't admit it. But I understand. But I was not at Woodstock. But I grew up in that era. I was in college in the '60s, and I certainly very familiar with that era. And I thought it would just be a wonderful time to have, and we had beautiful weather today for it as well, so this is great. Gorgeous. So it was a great opportunity to celebrate the occasion, let the musicians come out and jam a little bit and have a good time, and everybody just have a good time.
I have to ask you about the musical selections that you selected today.
Well, since it's a Woodstock theme, and this is a rarity for me to actually play my flute. This is a very, first time in several years, so, but it was really fun. Basically, I was looking for some pieces that could translate for our classical musicians. Much as we love rock music, it doesn't always translate and come out quite the same as if we had electric guitars and a drum set and all that. So we did Crosby, Stills and Nash tune, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, which actually is vocal trio, and that worked out pretty nicely. And it was a nice 7-minute piece that we did. And then one of the Jethro Tull pieces is based on Bach. So I thought, well, that's a perfect thing. And of course, the big solo is a flute solo. I had to practice a little bit to be able to play this. It's hard music. So that was that. And then we did Age of Aquarius to start, just even though it wasn't at Woodstock, but it sort of set the tone for the age. And it's it was the #1 hit of 1969 with the Fifth Dimension. So it really set the tone for that entire year.
And you know what? It's so funny that you say that, because I really identified that song with Woodstock.
Yeah, but it wasn't there. Well, they might have, maybe they piped it in, I don't know, but as they did with Jethro Tull, which was, they were not at the festival, but their music was played during the intermissions. And
okay.
They have an intermission. I'm not really clear on that. We have, actually, one of our musicians, Faith Demarest, who played violin in our group, was there. And so she's been advising us about what really happened at Woodstock.
We hope you enjoyed today's segment of Arts on the Road. I sure did. Man, did we learn a lot about Woodstock and just a lot of great things that are going on in the community with the orchestra. So until next time, I'm ReGina Shamberger for Arts on the Road. We're going to be rocking and rolling out of here. Bye-bye.